Hi there, and welcome to this short video all about the DrySyn SnowStorm range of heating and cooling blocks. I've got a couple of examples set up here, so we'll take a closer look and talk through the options available and how they could be beneficial for the chemistry that you do in your lab. So as you can see, I've got two systems set up here. We have the DrySyn SnowStorm multi-base on the left and the DrySyn SnowStorm 1 base on the right. The SnowStorm multi can be used with round bottom flasks or vials, or a combination of two at the same time. With the round bottom flasks, it's up to 100 millilitres in size. The SnowStorm 1, again, for round bottom flasks, but from 50 millilitres up to 1 litre. They can both be sat on a magnetic plate to provide magnetic stirring. Alternatively, with the SnowStorm 1, you can have an overhead stirrer motor and insert a propeller from the top down, both controlled by external temperature control sources. So with both the SnowStorm multi-base and the SnowStorm 1 base, you have a choice of connector and tubing that you can use. As standard, they come fitted with hose barbs, as you can see here on the SnowStorm 1 base. This allows you to use simple push-on tubing, which you would just place over the hose barb. I return one back to the circulator. Advantages being it's very easy and simple to set up and disconnect. However, it can limit the performance you get as the tubing is not insulated, and you can also get leaks at the back. So the alternative is to upgrade from these hose barbs to an M16 threaded fitting like we have here. So what this allows you to use is tubing with a screw thread on, so you can tighten, gives a much more secure fit, and the tubing itself can then be heavily insulated, which allows you to get much better performance out of the circulator. Another key thing to think about is the thermofluid that you're using. We've just recently done a couple of tests here, one with a water glycol mixture and one with silicone oil, and you can reach significantly lower temperatures when using a silicone oil. So taking a look at the SnowStorm multi-base here, as I previously mentioned, we have M16 fittings on the back, so it connects to this triple insulated hosing. You then have a choice of whether you want to run vials, round bottom flasks, or both. So we can take, this is a 100 ml round bottom flask insert. You can do up to 3 at a time. The largest size for a round bottom flask is 100 ml. And then they come with these weights and seals. So the seal sits around the flask and the weight sits on top to hold it down, and it just prevents any ice formation between the glass and the block. So you can have up to 3 at any one time, or you can start to add vials in as well. So like we've got some reaction vial inserts here. And then if you are using vials, to prevent the ice formation, we provide a glass dome that fits over the top and allows you to inert the whole system. So that's the SnowStorm multi setup. Stirring off of a hot plate, so you get good stirring in there. And then there's thermocouple holes in the blocks which you can add through the hose barbs if you so wish. Performance will very much depend on the circulator you put on, but to achieve optimum performance we recommend using a silicone oil, insulated hosing, and an M16 connector at the back. The O-rings as standard will allow you to take the block down to -40 degrees and up to around about 180 degrees. The O-ring can be upgraded to go to higher temperatures if you so wish. Now with the SnowStorm 1, again you have a choice with stirring. You can either do it off a magnetic plate such as we have here, or you could take this plate away, sit this on its own, and have an overhead stirrer motor mounted to give overhead stirring. Like I say, both bases come with the hose barbs as standard. However, these can also be upgraded to the M16 fittings. If you are going to use the hose barbs, then it's just simple push-on tubing that you would connect onto the plate. Then you have a range of flask inserts. So the flask insert then sits on top of the plate. It has a thermocouple hole so you can measure the block temperature, and again weights and seals to prevent ice formation around the flask. Same rules apply in terms of performance. For higher performance, we recommend the M16 fittings at the back, and insulated hosing, and then using a temperature control system with silicone fluid. -40 to +180 is standard, or you can upgrade the O-ring within the base to allow you to heat to higher temperatures. So there we have it, a brief overview of the DrySyn SnowStorm range, which allows you to cool and heat in round bottom flasks and vials, up to 1 litre if you're using the SnowStorm one, up to 100 ml with the SnowStorm Multi. Really is a great addition to the lab to allow you to expand the temperature ranges that you can be looking at.